All right, so here we go. Okay, so here's the deal. Trigonometry is kind of this. It's the study of triangles. Okay, missing sides, missing angles, and it's all triangles, by the way. But to start off with, what kind of trigonometry are we going to talk about? It's called right triangle trigonometry. Right triangle trig. Okay, so let's just talk about a right triangle. So here we go. Okay, now to be a right triangle.
Has to have a right angle.
Okay, so J, which one looks like it's right?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. Okay, okay. Are you guys gonna agree that that's 90?
Yeah.
Can't.
No.
Well,
Well,
it's not
put the little
exactly.
box.
Unless you mark it, then.
Okay, put the little box says J.
Put the box.
The box just basically tells you you have what?
A 90.
A 90.
You can
Once
also
you-
mark the sides too.
Okay, hang on here. Once.
That means it's
Okay, stop talking. Once you know you have a 90, then right away you go, oh, this is a right triangle. So I have a right triangle. Now, last year in your geometry class, you were told a lot of things about right triangles, so now your turn. What do you remember about a right triangle? Anything. Anything.
It's 90 degrees.
Is what?
Oh, it has a 90 degree.
It has a 90. Okay, we already said that.
All the angles together add up to 180.
Okay, good. So if I call that angle A, and that's B, and that's C,
30, 60,
Ty says,
Boom, gentlemen.
That's it.
Ty says if you take all your angles, add them up, you get 180. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is not only true for right triangles, it's true for all
Every
triangles.
triangle.
Okay? Yes.
Doesn't it mean that two of the angles are the same? Or is
that's
Well,
it's
you're
30,
sometimes
60,
you're
90.
right. You're sometimes
Or
right.
Oh, yeah,
44,
never
it's
mind.
45, 90, John.
Okay.
Don't forget about that.
Hang on.
Shelves.
Okay, let's do this. As hard as this may be for some of you, raise your hand. What do you know about right triangles? We already discussed this. We already talked about all angles out to 180.
There's two types.
There's two types. What do you mean by that?
There's 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45,
Yeah.
No, not necessarily
There
true.
could be way more.
Because watch this, Jay.
90.
You're crazy, man.
Jay, I could go like this, and I could say that angle is 10, and I could say this angle would be
90.
80, right? I mean, I could do that, right? Hey guys, what do you need to do right now? Listen or leave? Stop talking. So Jay, probably no, that didn't work. Anything else? Now this is your geometry teacher last year saying a lot of stuff.
And don't you like find the sides about like a squared plus b squared equals c squared?
Okay.
That's something else.
Yes, he's saying a squared plus b squared equals what?
C
Like
squared.
Okay, but what's a, b, c?
The
Like,
lengths.
No,
the
it's
lengths
what?
of
The lengths.
The lengths of what?
The sides.
Okay, so what would this side be?
That could be
Sorry.
A.
That would be A?
Yep.
Okay, so this would be A.
B.
Oh,
C is
opposite of
A.
B would be B. Okay, opposite of A would be A. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, so you have two sides, A and B, that make up the right angle. These are also known as legs. This is a leg, this is a leg.
Hypotenuse.
Okay, the hypotenuse is always what?
Across from the 90.
Across from the 90. So you have a hypotenuse, okay, you have a leg, you have another leg, and if this is angle B, guys, opposite of B is side B. If this is angle A, opposite of angle A is side A. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now, Isaac, he brought up all this stuff. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. But that's given a name. What's that formula?
Pythagorean theorem.
Pythagorean theorem. So Pythagorean theorem says if you take A squared plus B squared, you will get C squared. Or you could use these words. Leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. So these formulas are all given to you back in geometry. And by the way, I would bet you use that formula right here. I don't even know, 50, 100 times. This should be like etched in your memory, and you should never forget that. This only works when you have what kind of triangles? Right. So if you don't have a right triangle, can you use this? No. Okay. Okay, so that's enough. That's enough. That's all I wanted you to kind of remind you of. That's a right triangle. The Pythagorean theorem is huge. Now, the legs make up what? What do the legs make up?
A right angle.
The right angle. What's opposite the right angle?
Hypotenuse.
Okay, easy. So now, what are we doing today? If we're not really doing trig, we're going to talk about something called your special triangles. Okay, there are actually two special triangles you studied quite a bit last year. Probably the easier one of the two, I would think, would be this one, where you have a 45 here and a 45 there. I think this is the easier of the two. Anybody know why?
Because the
Because
two
they're
legs
both-
are,
Wait. Can you just raise your hand, please?
Two of the sides are exactly the same.
Brittany.
the two legs are the same
Okay.
length.
Yeah, because this side is 45, so that side is called a leg. That's a leg, and the legs are the same because they're 45, 45. So if I went like this, would you agree? 4, 4? Okay, then the next question becomes, what's the hypotenuse over there?
32.
30, just 32?
32 square.
32 squared.
Square root of 32.
This?
Yeah.
Okay,
Boom.
that's the answer.
Well, yeah, you can reduce it.
Where'd you come up with that?
Because
16
4
plus
squared,
16.
4 squared.
Okay, now I see where you're going. Basically, you're doing this. You're saying, well, this is a right triangle, I'll do the Pythagorean theorem. Leg squared plus what? Leg squared equals what? Hypotenuse squared. So that's 16 plus 16 makes 32, right? Square root of both sides, the hypotenuse equals square root of 32, but I don't like that answer because we're going to simplify our answers. What goes in at 32?
8 and 4.
16.
Well, 8 and 4 does, Nick, but let's use a perfect square.
16 2.
16 and 2. So 16 times 2, what would that be?
4 square root 2.
Okay, so we're going to say 4 square root of 2 instead. Okay, everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, let me go down here. 4 square root of 2 here. Now, you know what? This never changes this whole relationship. So if you guys look at just this, tell me something. I do that all the time. Tell me something about this leg compared to that leg in a 45-45. They're congruent, you're right. They're equal. Okay, so can we say this? One of the formulas for a 45-45 will be, if you know this leg, what do you know about the other leg?
Same.
It's the same. So if this leg should equal this leg. So this is one of the formulas I gave you in your notes today. I don't think you even need to look at that formula. If I know that's 4, I know that's 4. Okay, that's it. But now let's talk about the hypotenuse. How do you get the hypotenuse? I want another formula. The hypotenuse should equal something. How do you get the hypotenuse? If I told you this is 4, you'd say this is 4 also, but how do you get from here to here?
Does it have to do with SOHCAHTOA?
No, you're getting in tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I'm just saying, if this is 4, then what's the hypotenuse? If the leg is 4, I know the answer is 4 square root of 2, but what do you do if you didn't know it? How could I get from there to there?
You'd square
You do
the
the
hypotenuse and then do square.
Okay, so you guys are getting a little mixed up. You guys are thinking I'm telling you to do this. No.
No.
I'm saying that you can go really quick. If I told you that was 4 and you already know the answer, 4 square root of 2, what do you do to get from here to there?
One square.
Put a square root of 2 where?
On the end.
On the back side of it? And really, what are we doing in between? Right, so really if I want the hypotenuse, isn't it going to be take the leg, whatever the leg is, 4, and take it times what? square root of 2. So guys, this becomes a quick formula for you anytime you want to find the missing sides of a 45-45. This is so simple, nothing needs to be done there. This one can get a little messy. Let me show you a couple examples, okay? So using just that formula, watch this. Okay, now I'm not going to start you with what I just did, because what I just did was pretty simple. Let me go with a 4 here instead. Okay, now, that side is 4. What side is that, by the way?
Hypotenuse.
That's the hypotenuse. So what I just gave you was the hypotenuse. Now I want you to find this. Find a leg. Find another leg. Well,
5
what's the leg?
Don't.
They're gonna be the same.
2 square root 2.
2 square root of 2? Okay, here's my thought. If the hypotenuse is 4, and I see a formula right up above it, can't I just put the 4 in for hypotenuse? Okay, so I go 4 equals the square root of 2 times what? The leg. Now what? Divide. Divide by what? Square root of 2, knock them out. Square root of 2 here. The leg equals 4 over the square root of 2. Problem is, can't have what on the bottom?
Root.
Radicals. Can't have radicals or root. Yep. So how do you get the root off the bottom? Say again. Multiply it by what? Itself, the square root of 2. But up here, you got to do the same thing, don't you? So what's the square root of 2 times square root of 2?
4.
Square root of 4, which is just 2. And then on the top, it's 4 times what? Square root of 2. Now look at the 4, the integer over the integer, the 4 over the 2 is? 2 square root of 2, isn't it? Is the what? Okay, so this leg is 2 square root of 2. This leg is 2 square root of 2. Because these are what? These are 45-45. So that's why I can just say legs are equal. You okay with that? Yeah or no? Yeah, okay. How about if I went like this to you? Now this is 5. I'm just going to make it up. There. 5 square root of 3. What's this like? Again, this is a 45-45. Okay. What do you want me to do? Am I going to guess? Am I going to say 3 and 3 or 5 and 5 or 7 and 7? Okay, you guys, what side is this?
I don't know.
Okay, you have the hypotenuse. I just gave you a quick formula for hypotenuse. Square root of 2 times what?
Like,
The leg. Which one are you given?
Yeah. Or the
Hypotenuse, right here. So you should put this in this, right? Set it equal to this times your leg. Quick, solve it. Divide by what? Square root of 2, square root of 2, out. Okay. Now what? Yeah, see now, here's the deal. You got a root over root, or radical over radical. You can divide these if they're divisible, but they're not. So we can't. So we got to multiply by what?
Square root of 2 over square root of 2.
Square root of 2, square root of 2. Careful now. This on the bottom is what?
2.
2. On the top, it's root times integer times root. What are we going to get?
5 square root of 6.
5 square root of what?
6.
2 times 3 is 6. Yep. Now, tell me about what do I do now?
Leave it.
Because integer over integer 5/2 is reduced. That's a radical. You can't touch a radical if there's no radical in there. So this is the answer. 5 what?
Square root of 6.
5 over 2 times the square root of what? 6. What's this like?
Same thing.
5 over 2 times square root of 6. Okay? Good? See, it can get messy. And when it gets messy, use the what? Use the formula. The formula will always get you the answer, okay? Formulas work every time if you know how to use a formula. How do you use formulas? Plug the numbers in, solve for the missing term, whether it's hypotenuse or whether it's leg. Okay? Okay, so that's a 45-45. What's left? 30, 60, 90. Okay, let me go back to geometry just a little bit. What does it mean when I go like this?
Isosceles triangle.
All the sides are the same.
It's equilateral, isn't it? All sides are the same? Okay, what does this mean? They're all, oh no, I'm sorry. Not yet. Now, what does that mean? All angles are the same. That's equal angular. Now, if all sides are the same, I'm going to make up a number for you. I'll make it 444. Okay, if all angles are the same, what is it?
60.
Yeah, they're all 60s, right? 60, 60, 60. Okay? Now, here's the deal. I just said we're going to work on a 30, 60, 90. I didn't say 60, 60, 60. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, hang on, let's go back, let's go blue. We're going to slice this triangle in half. And when I go vertical, now it forms a what? There's your right angle. So now all I want you to look at is the left side only. So if I slide over, guys, look. That's what I'm looking at now, right? Okay, can somebody tell me the length of this side here?
4.
We said it was 4. It won't change. Can somebody tell me this side? Half of 4, yeah, it's 2. Got that? Okay. Can somebody tell me the distance from top to bottom? So this side right here. That's kind of hard, isn't it?
It's square root of 3 times the short of
Okay, you're reading your notes. Okay, what I was hoping you would say is if you're missing one side of a right triangle, you would use the Pythagorean. So you'd say hypotenuse squared equals leg squared plus the missing leg. I'll just say L squared. 16 equals 4 plus L squared. L squared, move the 4 over, guys. 12. Take the square root, and your answer becomes my leg equals square root of 12. Well, that's just the square root of what?
4,
Times,
3,
which makes
2, 3.
okay, guess what? I just found the other leg. Now, please pay attention because you have to know the names of this. That angle is what? 60. What's this angle right here?
30.
Now it's only a 30. So now you have a 30 and a 60. Now, here's the deal. This is still going to be known as the hypotenuse. What are we going to call that leg over there? Yes, we give it a name of short leg. This is the short leg, which means the side opposite of 60 will be called the long leg. So guys, now you have to know long leg versus short leg. Long leg is found opposite of 60, short leg is found opposite of 30. Okay? Cole, I've watched it too long, put it on my desk. Hurry up. Okay? Here we go. Now, so there's your relationship. Give me some formulas, and then once you get the formulas, we can just move on. Let's compare this. Compare the hypotenuse to the short leg. If the short leg is 2 and the hypotenuse is 4, what do you think a good formula would be?
Times by 2.
What?
Times the short leg by 2 to get the hypotenuse.
Yeah, I like that. Take the short leg and take it times what? 2 to get the what? Hypotenuse. Bingo, you got it. That is on the first page of your notes. Okay? That is one of the formulas. Okay? Now let's talk about the relationship between short leg, long leg. Short leg, long leg. Josh, you got it? Just stretching?
Just add the square root of 3.
Oh, from here to here? So you're saying to get from the short leg to the long leg, I just do what? Did you say I add?
Well, like behind it, but I'm guessing.
Oh, you mean just
the times.
tack it on the back? But that's multiply, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see what happens to the 2? Now it's 2 times the square root of 3. So really, here guys, you would say the long leg is just going to be what? whatever the short leg is, right?
Times the square root of
Times the square root of what?
3.
3. So guys, I'm giving you two formulas that will never go wrong as long as you know how to use formulas. Now, here, I'll be honest with you. See that formula? I hardly ever use it. Do you know why? Because if I want the hypotenuse, what do? I just double the short leg. I just take it the number times 2. If I want the short leg, what do I do with the hypotenuse?
Divide by 2.
I divide by 2. I hardly use this formula. This formula I do use once in a while because this one gets a little tougher, okay? So guys, if you can look at these two formulas and now try use them when I go like this to you. Here we go. I'll go, here's my right angle, right there. I'll go, this is my 60, and I'll go, this is my 30. Okay, now let's just do one of these together, okay? I'm going to give you this side right here. 4 square root of 3. Okay, now what did I just give you?
Long leg.
Yep. And if you can't tell me that, guys, if you can't tell me you just gave me the long leg, then you're in trouble. If you think that's the hypotenuse, you're in trouble. So that's the long leg. Which formula has a long leg in it? The bottom one. Okay, so what do you put in for the long leg? 4 square root of what? 3 equals the square root of what? 3 times what? Short leg. Well, how do you solve it? Divide by square root of 3. Knock it out. Right? Uh-oh. I made this a little too easy. I was trying to make it hard on you, and I made it too easy. What's the square root of 3 divided by itself?
4.
Square root of 3.
0.
Well, it's not 0. It's actually 1 over 1. 4 times 1 is what? 4. So the short leg, opposite of the 30, is 4. Do I need to use my formula? The hypotenuse,
That's 8.
twice the short leg is 8. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to make it that easy. It just became that easy. Alright, I'm done. I want to ask you now, will you take a minute, 2 minutes, and do the second page of your notes. The first page is nothing but formulas. The second page is find the missing sides. Will you concentrate on the top two? The top two are 45, 45, and then I will join you in 1 minute. See what you can do on the top two. You might find this helpful, just to put your two formulas down. I don't know. Put your formulas down. You might not even need your formulas. You might be able to just do it in your head. I don't want you to, but some of you might be that good. Oh, sorry. That's it. Sorry. You okay? You can pass on.
What happened? What? Get off me!
I know these games are tough on you guys. They must not condition you very well. Do they make you skate?
No.
I don't get how you do this.
You what?
Your homework keeps us late.
Oh, is it my homework is just
Seriously,
I
not
didn't even do your homework.
I just don't want to get it.
Thinking about it.
Okay.
Just the nightmares of the math.
The first one
We already
shouldn't
did.
cause you too many problems.
We already did it.
That is considered a what?
45, 45.
Is that a hypotenuse or a leg?
That's a lid.
That's a leg, opposite of 45. So you're looking at a leg, and this is a 45, same as this. So what's x?
X is 4.
Okay. So, I mean, the 45 turns out to be a very simple one. To get the hypotenuse, opposite of 90 is the hypotenuse, you can follow this formula right here. it's just gonna be hypotenuse equals square root of 2 times what?
Like,
The leg. What's the leg?
4.
4. Is there much to do there?
4 square root of
Yeah, there's not much to do. You can't even multiply those two, so you just write it down. 4 square root of 2. Done. And by the way, period 4 wanted to give me decimal answers. They wanted to punch that in. I want what kind of answers? Exact, which basically means you can't really use your calculator, because your calculator just punches out approximations. You say Isaac, remember when you said I don't get this? Stay with me. Okay. All right, ready? Next up, what did they give you? Is that a leg?
So you gotta do it backwards.
That's a hypotenuse. Okay, so they gave you the hypotenuse. See, this one's a little harder than the first one. So we do what? Hypotenuse equals square root of 2 times leg. Okay, fill what in? What are we filling in?
10.
10 for what?
For height.
Okay. Okay, no, he said height. Okay, now what?
What do you think?
divided by square.
Square root of 2. Okay, knock those out. Square root of 2 on the bottom. Now here comes the problem. We have a radical on the bottom. We gotta simplify that. We can't have that. How do you get the square root off the bottom?
Multiply it by 2.
By itself,
Well,
though.
by itself, I like that, yeah. Square root of 2 on the bottom, top. And now when you do it, square root of 2 times square root of 2 is?
2.
Square root of
Well, it's
4.
actually square root of 4, which is
Which
what?
is 2.
2.
2.
This times this is what?
10 square root of 2.
10 square root of 2. Okay,
5 square root of 2.
yeah, now this is an integer times a radical over an integer. 10 over 2 you can simplify, it's what?
5.
5 square root of 2. That is considered
Both legs.
leg and leg. Yep, because it's a 45-45. Leg, same. Here we go. 5 square root of 2. Done. Like I said, when it comes to 45-45, usually you get the answers pretty quick. Okay, when you go to the other two, I'm not saying it's slow, but there's a little more to do sometimes. Okay, there they are. If I were you again, I would jot this down. Two formulas are hypotenuse equals
Square root of 2 times 7.
no.
2 times short.
2 times the short. Okay, long equals
Square root of 3.
3
square root of 3 times
short.
short. It's always something times the short. Double the short, you get the hypotenuse. Square root of 3 times the short, you get the long. Okay, try them. We'll give you a minute head start.
Is that right, before?
This one?
Yeah.
So you want long, square root of 3 times square root of 3 is
Can you scroll back up real quick?
what? Which is what?
I'm gonna
Square,
write.
where am I going?
Can you scroll back up real quick? I'm gonna write that word down. Yeah, I'll use my notes.
All these formulas, Ty, well, I said this when you were sleeping. They're on the front page, just so you know. Okay. How many people are done with the 30-60s?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Written down.
About half of you are done. Okay. The other half are still kind of trying to get them. Okay, here we go. You got to look and say right away. 8. Is that a leg? Short? Long?
This is long.
It's hypotenuse. Yeah, tricked you.
Divided by 2.
Okay.
X equals 4.
So you got to go with hypotenuse right here. 2 times the short. Which one's short, by the way?
X.
X. That's short because it's opposite to 30. By the way, this has to be a 60, so that's long. Okay, so you're going to say hypotenuse equals twice the short. Hypotenuse is 8. Pretty simple formula. Short is what?
4.
4. Good?
4 square root of 3.
Guys, you gotta understand something. I don't expect you to write all this out. I'm trying to show you what to do. If you can take the formulas and crunch them quick, do it. Next, to get the what? long side. Long is just square root of 3 times the short side. So I would say square root of 3 times what?
4.
4. That's long.
4 squares is 6.
4 square root of 3. Yeah. This is probably the easiest one I can give you. If I ever give you hypotenuse, it's so easy to go backwards. Half of this is 4. And the long side is the short side times square root of 3. So it's so quick. That one, longer. That was longer. What's this?
The long leg.
Long leg.
I don't see anything here.
Carlos,
There's-
when did you use your-
That's your box.
Hmm?
What's this? Is that a 30?
That's 30.
Okay. So you got long, you got short, and you got hypotenuse. So now I'm giving you long at 12. Go this way.
X equals 4
So it'd
squares
be
is 3.
12 equals square root of 3 times short. Square root of 3, you have to do what now? Divide by square root of 3, right? You end up with what? When you multiply, what do you multiply by?
Square root of 3 over
Square root of 3, square root of 3?
3.
3 on the bottom,
12 squares of 3 on top.
12 square roots of 3 on the top,
4 squares of 3.
4 square roots of 3.
So you got 3 square root of 3 at the end.
Okay, so that would be where?
X.
That's x? Okay, 4 square roots of 3. Well,
And then you times it by 2.
yeah,
so
the
8
y,
squares
y is the hypotenuse, double it. How do you double that?
8 squares.
Double and you get 8. Okay? You get it? Did you get it? Yep, that's it. You're supposed to do it. That's it, we got it. That was,
So what was the final answer? Was it 2, 4, 3?
the final answer is this one for the short, that's your long, that's your hypotenuse.
You're the laughing stock. Everyone's always like, hey,
Need the extra practice.
You can probably do it before the bell rings.
I did it quick.
This whole bag is
Take over. Divide by two.
I already did this packet, all of it, you mom.
By the way, you guys listen. You got the least amount of time to work. Hang on. Okay, now, I feel sorry for some students in here because they have to sometimes put up with things. Just a little too much chitter chatter, if you ask me. You guys lost 5 minutes easy, maybe even closer to 10. I shouldn't have to slow down for you guys because you want to talk back and forth, so stop doing that. If you can't handle what I'm asking you to do, then some of you are just going to have to leave. And it's not anything to do with it. I don't enjoy you, like you, whatever. It's just I got to run the classroom a little better. And right now, there's about 3 of you that just seem to talk back and forth, and I don't really enjoy it. So in the future, some of you might just find yourself in the hallway trying to learn this on your own. So stop doing that, okay? And you have 5 minutes, and people that have packed up already, that is bothering me. So maybe dig it out and get going.
Sure, Can I see what I got?
Yeah, I'm trying. See, this is what I'm saying. Those quizzes should have been out 10 minutes ago. That's my point, okay?
I thought we were going to get back.
No, I'll try, Isaac, but Isaac, I'm trying to tell you, I'm being slowed down by a lot of factors right now, okay? Okay, question is, can I see my quiz? Yes, you can see your quiz, but now there's no time for me to go over anything, so just look at it and give it back when you're done.
This is gonna be so good. I'm not showing anybody one. I'm not even gonna say my score to anybody ever.
30 squared, you get 100%.
This is so
I didn't even spell out.
Just so you know, anybody that got a half a point, I rounded up and gave you the next whole number, okay?
just a half a point.
Did you get out of
Where's
the
Hannah?
hundreds?
Kayla.
Can I come in right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, did you get number one?
Yeah, it is.
Quarter punch kid.
Okay, Nick, I had a whole, just a discussion about talking across the classroom. Just look at it and be good with it. Ready?
Oh, it's fake.
No Cedric, no Cole. Okay. So me. No one else, this is yours. I gave it the wrong person. Yours, right? Yeah, I didn't, it must have crossed it out.
We do all of the pages this week, or?
Oh, yeah, you do them all. Oh, yeah. It should, once you get going, it shouldn't take you long.
On this one, you get the Y on it.
Yeah, I know, but for you to get the hypotenuse, you're starting with the long. You're gonna have to go from long to short to hypotenuse.
Yeah.
You have to. They just did put it on.
Okay.
So you don't see.
I guess not. No. I guess number 4 has been crossed out, guys. And even number 9 on the white sheet of paper, so you don't have to do them. Not sure why I crossed them out, did it a year ago, 2 years ago. Okay.
Do we get the lesson 4?
Oh, yeah. Hey, what do you need? I know, but I want to tell you. Okay, Nick, I'll take it. Quizzes with me, please. Try to keep them together.
I think the other one, the one that's old,
How many
starts tomorrow.
No,
Oh.
just come to me. Oh, hey, Isaac.
Yeah, I gave you one.
Yeah, he was like one first.
Oh, he is, huh? Cedric, Cole. Josh, stay here. Okay. Isaac, right there, okay. Good.
That sucks.
What'd you get?
I got a C.
Did you even look, know why?
Simple mistakes, I'm guessing.
Okay. Well, here you figure out the margin of error.
Thank you.
And I did.
But you didn't, for some reason, want to add it to the average of 1.23. Add it and subtract the high and the low. You know what I'm saying? And then you
I
got
don't
it.
know how to do that. It's
I know,
just-
that is. And you probably, did you, no. Oh, back here you did it. Yeah, why you didn't do it, I don't know. Just didn't want to do it on that one? Okay,
See you later.
see ya.
This is a 90%,
This is what?
like a 90%.
30, okay, 10% would be 3 points. 10 out of 30, 3 out of 30 is 10%, so you take 3 out, 27 is 90.
Okay,
So this is more like, I'd say 88.
okay.
I'm just kind of crunching them in my head. 88, 89 maybe percent.
Okay.
Okay, but wait a minute, I rounded up.
So would
So you got 27, it'd be a 90%, and the problem is 92 maybe. So, but I mean, you're close to it.
That's close.
Close to it, yep. Okay, Elsa. Are you sticking around to do stuff here?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay,
just
you're just
finishing
working?
up. Yeah.
Okay. You got this hour off?
No,
Oh,
I just was waiting till the last minute.
okay. Alright, so you got a 24 on this one. What'd you get on this, the one we took yesterday?
16.
Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Oh. Sophie, you. Yeah, we got you. Oh, yuck.
I don't know what I did.
Calculating the standard deviation got you, because once you couldn't get that, you were like lost. What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch. Did you not see my table on the board?
Yeah.
Like I put that table up there?
Yeah, that's what I did. I don't know. I must have like typed in the wrong number.
See ya. Uh-oh. Here comes my yonder. Did you go to sleep last night?
Yeah. I didn't want to sleep that late.
So, what time did you get up this morning?
7:30.
7:30 for an 8 o'clock class? How far do you live from here?
On University 20th and 9th.
20th Street,
20th Street off University,
Yeah.
I'm like just down there.
9th Avenue or something?
Yeah.
About a mile. So you can wake up at 7:30?
Yep.
You not eat breakfast?
Nope.
Mm. Breakfast is what keeps you going.
I know.
So you're coming to school hungry. You carry a breakfast bar or?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like once or twice a week I'll have time to grab something.
No. I was gonna say, oh gosh, I'd be so hungry. I'd have a hard time listening. My stomach was growling. Okay, so now, we are, I don't know, taking it? Taking the quiz?
Suppose.
Did you get through it? How far are you? I'm talking the review, right? 1 through 10?
Yeah.
How far are you? Talk to me.
Far.
Not far?
Not far.
Like how far is not far?
2 questions.
Oh,
I said I wasn't ready.
I thought the first 2 questions were definitions.
Yep. I said I wasn't ready.
All right, well then you better work. Maybe, can you maybe finish it and then start the quiz?
Yeah, I tried.
What do you got after, after 3 o'clock?
At home.
You ride home? You only live a mile away.
You know, she does work.
She what?
She has to go to work.
I'm saying, could you just walk home?
Now I gotta go to work.
Oh, you have to go to work. How do you get through work? You can't even stay awake at school.
Yeah, it's a
It's a rough life.
rough work day.
Where do you work again?
Little Bangkok.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,